Welcome to ECD 412's Project Experience video. Here we will give a brief overview of the project scope, our process working through the different stages, and our thoughts on personal experiences and learning moments we had throughout. Our project scope initially consisted of building 5 core modules that use subtractive synthesis to create and shape audio, which is playable through a MIDI controller. The 5 core modules are the voltage-controlled oscillator, voltage-controlled amplifier, voltage-controlled filter, low-frequency oscillator, and envelope generator. We also did 3 stretch modules, which included a slew limiter, mixer, and a digital tuner. These modules are mounted in a custom-made wooden case fitted with a power supply. As you can see from this picture here, we opted for proto boards over PCBs, which are held to the faceplates with 3D printed arms. Proto boards allowed for flexibility throughout the design process, which came in handy as changes needed to be made. We were also able to cut the proto boards to use in other parts of our design, as Ben so gracefully demonstrates here. The modular nature of this project made it easy for us to split up the work. We each took lead roles on various modules throughout the project, and each module had a similar design process. Each module design started on a breadboard, and we were effectively able to test the modules for completion before soldering to a proto board. After finalizing the breadboard design, we used the DIY LC layout software to create a layout and soldered the boards up. Then, we 3D printed faceplates, which were designed for each module, with the previously mentioned arm structure to hold the boards in place. Rob also got to practice making modifications to the faceplates with a soldering iron, which, as you can see here, went pretty well. Lab equipment such as power supplies, function generators, and oscilloscopes were used to verify results before we could hear how the system sounded. These tools were extremely helpful. Now, let's hear from the team members themselves about the experience they had working on the project.
Hello, my name's Ben. I'm the project lead, and my role was to keep Matt and Rob in line. The biggest challenge I faced on this was designing the enclosure and figuring out how everything was going to fit together. But it was a really good learning experience to the end. My favorite part was putting it all together and listening to it for the first time. But we had a lot of ups and downs on the project, but in the end, we had a lot of fun and it turned out really good.
Hi, my name is Robert Smith. For this project, I was the team's finance manager, and in this, I kept a remaining budget and a running tab of all of our expenses. And outside of that, I worked on the envelope generator circuit. I would say what I've learned from this project was how to more effectively communicate with my partners, as well as having my first real experience developing a project from the ground up. With that being said, my biggest challenge was actually physically implementing my circuit, not just designing it, but that happened to be a very valuable learning experience. Lastly, I'll say that having partners in Ben and Matt was crucial to my success, as I feel like I've learned a great deal from them.
My name is Matthew Suttmeyer, and I'm the system engineer for this project. The biggest challenge was probably working on the VCA and learning to use the operational transconductance amplifier, but once I figured it out, it was very rewarding. I learned lots of different analog electronics skills and techniques throughout this project, and I had a wonderful time working with Ben and Rob. The most rewarding my favorite part was probably getting to connect it all together and hear how it sounded for the first time. And I'm very pleased with our end result with the finished product. Okay, enough yapping. To close it off, here's a synth solo on a custom instrumental track made using sounds from the synthesizer. Enjoy!